Well, hello, my friends. I'm so excited to be here with Mary P. McHale, the president of the Myers Foundation for Disabilities. Mary, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Andy. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and we go back decades, I think.
Yes.
Being in the Omaha Press Club show, I just had to say that it's yeah, those were fun times.
Mhm.
But so glad to reconnect. And like I said, president of the Meyer Foundation for Disabilities, and you have an event, the 19th annual Walk and Roll for Disabilities, coming up here on March 5th. But I'm going to ask you first, what is the Meyer Foundation for
So,
Disabilities?
great question. The Meyer Foundation for Disabilities is an all-volunteer board, and what we do is we raise funds for recreational therapy programs for adults 21 and over with developmental or intellectual disabilities at the University of Nebraska Medical Center, the Monroe Meyer Institute, and in the rec therapy department. So long name, but we raise money for funds for recreational activities for our adults with, again, intellectual and or developmental disabilities over the age of 21.
Okay. Do you have a personal connection? I mean, is this something that you've experienced in your lifetime? I just want to ask you that.
Sure. Yes, as a matter of fact, I do. My son Daniel was born almost 25 years ago with Down syndrome, deaf in one ear, hard of hearing in the other. So started to learn about what's involved with having a child with a disability, educational, what happens when they're adult. And the main thing that popped out, and the reason that I joined the Meyer Foundation for Disabilities, is that when our children who with disabilities turn 21, it's a lot of things change. I always liken it to falling off a cliff because you're out of
Mm,
the educational system. Um, then your child either is employed, goes to a day program. It's a whole nother language that you have to learn. And there aren't that many opportunities for our friends with disabilities 21 and over to do fun things. You
yeah,
and I can go to cooking club. We could go 5 nights a week if we wanted to go.
right.
And that's not the same for our individuals, our adult children, once they turn 21 and age out of the education system. So
Yeah.
I wanted to have increased opportunities, not just for my child, but for every child who turns 21 and over, because, we say in the disability world, you're more alike than different. So you're more like a typical person than not.
Yeah.
They like to do things, they like to go places, and there aren't that many.
Yeah. Well, again, so walk and roll for disabilities. Let's just first talk about I want to talk, I'm going to go a little bit
Mhm.
um, out of sequence with this. So what is it? Because this, again, 19 years.
Yeah. Absolutely. So it's an event. We were looking for something, we as a board were looking for something 19 years ago to help raise funds for our nonprofit. And we got the idea of walking and rolling in March, kind of a slow month. Weather is kind of hit and miss. And it's
Mhm.
an event that can be done inside. We started off at Westroads Mall. We've been out at Oakview View for probably almost 13 or 14 years.
Oh, okay.
And it's not a race to the fastest. It's not a race for the slowest. It's just walking and or rolling if you use a wheelchair, if you use a walker, around up on the second floor of Oakview Mall. And it's a great family event because families can come, they can bring their adult child disability, they can bring their young child with disability, and it's a way to show, again, we're more alike than different, and it's a fun event. It started at 10:30. You can be out of there at 11:30 in the morning. You can have lunch at the food court. If you're with your team, you can go to lunch someplace else. So it's kind of a nice,
Mhm.
quick fundraiser.
So it doesn't really, so it's, so basically 10:30 to 11:30. So has as many times around the mall in that loop you want to make? Is there, if you want to do one, if you want to do 20, it's kind of up to you.
Yep. If you don't even want to do it, that's okay,
Okay, great.
because we have lots of activities
Okay,
for our families and family of any size and age to do. And sometimes families get to talking. We have
yeah,
clowns who do face painting. We have
okay,
the ever popular 501st Garrison, aka Star Wars characters, which are a huge draw at any event that they're at.
right,
There's a continental breakfast. And again, sometimes families get involved in talking and, oh,
yeah,
wait a minute, we didn't go around once or twice, but that's
okay,
okay because I got to connect with this person, or I found out this that I didn't know. So it's kind of you do what you want. You want to
yeah,
walk around, you want to roll around, you don't want to do any of that. That's okay. The main thing is come, have a good time. We have some area nonprofits who will have informational tables. So
okay.
it's an opportunity for, again, our families to see what other activities, whatever things are available for their loved one with a disability.
Well, so to me, it just sounds like a huge celebration of people getting together, and there's the opportunity to walk, but also just engage with the community about this.
Yes, it is. And we have the rec therapy staff comes, and it's a great way for them to see our family. And you're not just, running to take your kid into rec therapy or running to take them out. And so it's an opportunity for them to see, oh, look at their big family, or I never realized they had, this, or never realized they had that. So it's nice for them to see our kids not in a clinical setting, but in a fun setting, because when they come out, when staff comes out, they're there to see the event, be a part of it. So it's not a work event for them. It's a fun thing to do, and it's a way, again, to help publicize what we do. It's a way for those nonprofits that have tables there, again, give that information out to our families so that they know what's going on.
Right. So, well, let's just talk about the specifics. I mean, do you need to sign up, register? What's the protocol, or what's the
Sure,
outcome of all that?
sure. You can register up until, I think it's March, I'm looking at my calendar, March 4th, for the event, and it's a $35 registration fee. And
Okay,
that link is at our website, M as in Meyer, F as in Foundation, Disabilities spelled out .org. So mfdisabilities.org, and there'll be a link there that you can click to register for it. Still time to do that. Unfortunately,
mhm,
the free T-shirt, that option ended
yep,
on February 16th. But again, it's fun to come. It's a short event, if you want to look at it that way. But it's a way, again, to connect with other families, maybe to meet somebody new, because maybe their child has the same disability as
yeah,
your child. And what did you do
yeah,
about this? What did you do about that? And get your face painted, see Star Wars,
yeah.
and do those types of things.
Well, so much fun. I'm kind of keep glancing over this way because I do have your website up. There's so much information on the
Mhm.
website. I know right now the website is kind of scrolling down at the bottom of where we're speaking at.
Okay.
So uh, I just want to thank you, first of all, for coming on and talking to me about this. I have this on my schedule, so I will get registered and encourage
Great.
everybody watching, listening, to do the same. And again, it is just a celebration of, I think, of all of our differences, and
Mhm.
also supporting and educating as well. So
Yes, absolutely. And again, it's to increase that programming to give our
mm,
friends with disabilities over 21 the same options to do fun things that you and I have, and we
yeah,
can do with the drop of a hat.
yeah. All right, Mary, again, it's so great to see you, and
Mhm.
thank you for coming on.
Thank you. Look forward to seeing you on the
Yep,
5th.
yep.
Great.
And folks, we'll be right back.